Happy Thursday, everybody. We're back at it for another exciting day of local television. It's Thursday, the 12th day of September 2019. I'm Dan Kuntz. Welcome to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Hope you had a good Wednesday. Very pleasant day yesterday. Boy, it sure feels autumnal out, doesn't it? Starting to feel those changes in the season. Of course, we don't have the autumnal equinox for another 11 days. Got 11 more days of summer. Autumn will be officially here on Monday, the 23rd. And by the way, for those people who are curious, the exact autumnal equinox is in the wee small hours of the morning on Monday. It's like Monday morning at 12:40 or something like that. That's just the way it is. Thought I'd throw that out there. Good stuff for you today. A lot of news to get to. Sports. We got a soccer game tonight, our first soccer game of the year of our extremely busy fall sports broadcasting schedule. We will be at Eastmont Stadium, Wildcat Stadium, to see the Eastmont Wildcats do battle in soccer. I believe they're taking on Kashmir. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll figure that out because I got sports to come up with, and I'll be producing the soccer game tonight with Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wise, and looking forward to that. My guest in the second half of the program, Sarah Daggett, came in yesterday to talk about the BNCW Sangster Motors Home Tour, the 25th annual home tour. It starts on Friday, goes through Sunday. Your chance to tour 10 really nice homes all over north central Washington. Your chance to win $500 in cash and maybe plant that seed about building your dream home. Sarah will be joining us in the back half of the hour, plus everything you're used to. The obscure holiday today in history. We have birthdays. We have everybody's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. We're feeling pretty good. Nice weather forecast for the next couple of days. Not so much for the weekend. However, just in time for the weekend, it's going to feel very much like autumn with cloudy skies, rainy conditions at times, and highs not even getting to 70. And our normal high this time of the year is about 79 or so. So it's going to be chilly and cool for the upcoming weekend. Let's go around the valley in north central Washington with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless setup. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. We always begin with the cross camera, our most popular camera. It's a spectacular view. Sunrise this morning, 6:34. Sunset tonight will be at 7:19. That means we get 12 hours and 45 minutes of daylight today. Point of reference, 1 week ago, we had 13 hours and 8 minutes. So we have lost 23 minutes of daylight in the course of a week, and we will continue to do that until we get to the autumnal equinox. The days are getting shorter. Nights are getting cooler. There you go. I was about ready to break out into song. I'm not going to do that because I like my viewers. Look at the sun bathing the Sunny Slope area. Beautiful morning. Gorgeous view there from our 4K camera at the tip of Wenatchee Heights. From this point forward, of course, I don't know what's coming up on the screen. Megan gets to decide, and she says Apple Andes is a nice place to visit, and we're going to go right there. You can see Riverside Park. You can see the Kashmir Riverside Community Center, where they had, of course, the 9/11 festivities yesterday morning. Our very own Steve Hare was there. We have that in our news. Very emotional. Big crowd. A couple of hundred people were gathered there yesterday to commemorate the 18th anniversary of the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001. We'll have that story for you when we get to news. Good morning, Kashmir. By the way, the fair went really well this year, as usual. Karen and the crew get extra kudos for putting together the Chelan County Fair and making it operate as smoothly as it does. Camera 3, where are we off to, Megan? We're going to say hi, Arundel Rock. Hi, Arundel Rock. That's pointed, I believe, down the river towards the Wenatchee Valley. You can see the Mission Ridge area way off in the distance. Lake Aniat is dominating your view there. That's the vast majority of information on your screen there is Lake Aniat, which is the Columbia River, of course, but it's the area immediately behind Rocky Reach Dam. Turtle Rock is to your left there. Good view from Arundel Rock. I don't even actually know if there is something called Arundel Rock. The camera is called Arundel Rock because we have to call it something. Camera 4. We say hello and good morning to... Oh, that's the Lake Wenatchee camera. Okay, so it's not... Yeah, just a point of reference. When it gets dark, the cameras automatically turn to black and white so they can let in as much light and as much information as possible, so there's not enough light in the Lake Wenatchee area there for the camera to switch from black and white to color. But that's still a pretty cool view, isn't it? Lake Wenatchee's down there somewhere. Trust me, it hasn't gone anywhere. That's the Two Rivers camera is what we call that. That's on a very tall tower, about a 200-foot tower at the very top of Lake Wenatchee. We turn it around the other way and we can see the White River Valley. So that's a cool view, Megan, even though it's in black and white. There's nothing wrong with that. I wonder if we have sepia cameras. We'll look into that and find out. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So that's our tour around North Central Washington with those high definition PTZ cameras. PTZ, acronym for pan, tilt, and zoom. And now we'll do the weather. The acronym for the weather is that. There you go. Lots of sunshine today. High pressure is moving into the region, but it's actually moving in, then it's going to move out. Usually high pressure we associate it with the domes of high pressure that kind of settles in and knocks all the approaching systems out of alignment and doesn't bug us. Well, this high pressure system is actually on the move, so we'll have sunshine and warm and dry conditions today. We'll top off at 81, partly cloudy tonight, 60 for the overnight low. Next weather system is poised to pay us a visit later on Friday. So Friday morning we'll have a lot of sunshine, high of about 76, but as Friday progresses, we'll see a few more high clouds. The wind will be picking up in intensity. We'll have wind about 9 to 17 miles an hour on Friday. That'll spill over into Friday night, and by the time we get to Friday night by sunset, it will be cloudy, and we'll get down to 57 degrees. And then a stronger and wetter system arrives over the weekend, specifically Sunday. So Saturday, pretty benign, really. Lots of clouds and a high of about 75, but no real rain in the forecast. Saturday night, we start thinking maybe about a little bit of rain. 30% chance of showers overnight, Saturday night into Sunday. Certainly clouds associated with that, 58 for the overnight low. Sunday looks pretty good for some rain. About a 50-50 chance of some showers, certainly cloudy. High of about 69 degrees. So if you're looking for sunshine this weekend, you will have to go elsewhere. In fact, the entire Pacific Northwest is going to be under the influence of this pretty wet system that's going to kind of linger around for a while. Comes in Saturday, really makes its presence felt Sunday, partly cloudy Monday, but we still can't rule out a raindrop or two. We have sunshine, but cooler temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's going to feel like autumn for the last full week of summer beginning next week. So good looking day today, pretty nice on Friday until we get later on in the afternoon into the evening and the clouds come in, the wind picks up a little bit. Bundle up for Friday night football. Cloudy and cool and rainy on the weekend, especially on Sunday. That's your forecast. 8 minutes after the hour, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee on the BNCW Live channel.
My first experience with CVCH, I had to come in with my daughter by myself with a cut in my hand that required stitches. And the care and compassion at CVCH was really significant, that they took the care and compassion and made me feel more as a human instead of just a patient there. The care they have for their community all around, inside and outside the clinic, is what I feel like is different. And that's what makes me want to come back to CVCH and recommend them to my friends and family.
Sorrento's restaurant at Chelan Cellars provides a unique dining experience. The dining room provides a spectacular view of the Lake Chelan Valley. Lunch and dinner are served daily, and the weekend brunch is something that must be experienced and won't soon be forgotten. From the menu to the music, nothing is overlooked. At Sorrento's, you will always be impressed, especially when you discover how close and how affordable luxury can be. It's all within your reach at Sorrento's at Chelan Cellars.
Welcome back. 10 minutes after the hour on this Thursday, 55 degrees, fair skies, lots of sunshine today, just about 80 degrees, more sunshine with a little bit of wind on Friday. Highs a little bit cooler tomorrow, about 76, and then we're in for a cloudy, cool, and perhaps wet weekend. Here's us making headlines on this Thursday. A Chelan County judge has delayed sentencing of an 80-year-old child molester who was already waited 2 months since his conviction. Michael Dietering of Manson sexually abused a girl 20 years ago, starting when she was just 8 years old. A jury convicted him back in July, and he was due to be sentenced on Monday, but a court-ordered sex offender evaluation was not completed in time. Judge Leslie Allen said if she passed sentence without the report, Dietering could possibly reverse it on appeal. Prosecutors want Dietering to spend 15 years in prison. Now, if Allen allows a therapeutic sentencing alternative, he could serve as little as 1 year plus psychiatric treatment. Well, over a week after that arrest was made in the robbery of the Ernie's Market in Wenatchee, police still looking for that second suspect. 2 masked males robbed a store clerk at gunpoint. Back on August 30th, they made off with $763 in cash. Wenatchee police arrested one suspect. He is a 16-year-old. That was back on September 3rd, but Police Captain Edgar Reinfeld said yesterday the second masked robber is still being sought. Both were caught on video during the crime. The youth suspect is scheduled to be arraigned on September 24th. Well, you can add sinkholes to the problems caused by the recent heavy rain. Chelan County Public Works say there are 2 new sinkholes in the Birch Mountain Road area. That's north of Wenatchee. A sinkhole on Birch Mountain Road, just north of Red Fern Road, has a traffic revision in place advising motorists to stay to the right while they drive through. Another sinkhole near East Peters Street is taking up the northbound lane. That reduces traffic to 1 lane there. Motorists are advised to drive through those areas with great caution. By the way, as a side note, the Slide Ridge area along South Lakeshore Road that was closed after the mud and debris washed over the roadway on Tuesday, that has now reopened. The heavy rain has deluged most of north central Washington the past couple of days. Also caused havoc with several Forest Service roads. Look at that. Debris flows have covered 3 different places on Twisp River Road. That's about 60 miles west of Twisp, near the Slate Creek trailhead. Barricades are in place at both ends of those landslides. Removing the debris is going to require heavy equipment that isn't expected to arrive until next week. There's also a small slide on Harts Pass Road. Crews were able to clear most of that, but the slide is still active, and the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest is recommending not using that road. Well, the Chelan City Council voted 4-2 on Tuesday night to move forward with the purchase of 9.8 acres of lakefront property on Spader Bay. That's just north of town. The city is going to offer $400,000 for the undeveloped land, which is currently owned by former State Senator Linda Evans Parlett and her sister, Terry O'Neill. Now, the property has been for sale for some time. Its listing price is $2 million. Now, if their offer is accepted, the city has 120 days to complete studies of the property. Now, access currently will be limited to walking or by water. The city is hoping to make it part of a trail system from Don Morse Park. 2 Wenatchee Valley orchard companies are among those suing the federal government to stop a 97-cent jump in workers' wages. McDougall & Sons and Columbia Fruit Packers say the Department of Labor used a faulty calculation to set the new pay rate, which was put in place on short notice back in July. 3 Washington farms filed a lawsuit last week in Eastern District Federal Court, and they're asking a judge to freeze wages in place until their case is heard. They say the increase will, and I'm quoting now, create an unsustainable increase in labor costs for the 2019 apple harvesting season and into the future, end quote. And finally, this morning, Cashmere's Riverside Center hosted a huge crowd for the 6th annual Patriot Day celebration. Yesterday morning, our very own senior news correspondent Steve Hare was there, and he filed this report.
The event marking the 18th anniversary of the 9/11/2001 terrorist attacks was well attended, with an estimated 400 people turning out in beautiful sunshine under a large American flag hung between 2 ladder trucks from Cashmere and Leavenworth fire departments. Ceremony is organized by the 9/11 Spirit of America Memorial Foundation, spearheaded by former Chelan County Commissioner Tom Green. He commented on how important the Riverside Center Memorial is as a vivid reminder of that tragic day and as an educational tool for future generations.
But I think it's up to us that have these kinds of memorials to do all we can to connect with younger generations. So now, one thing I'm going to mention today in my little quick talk is that now that we're done with phase 2, we want to do a little bit more interpretive stuff and kiosk, but we've talked for a long time about wanting to connect with the schools, and that may be some grade that we focus on, kind of like what happens with a museum. Even young people are bused up here from Wenatchee and other places for the museum, and why not us too? And then we can brief the kids and read them into the situation so they have some understanding of it. So I think that's going to be our ongoing mission, to me at least.
I think one of the things I took away from 9/11 in the aftermath was the sense of unity that we had in our United States, which we have lost, definitely,
Absolutely.
over the last few years. And it's a shame that it takes a tragedy such as 9/11 to bring the country together. What do you think can bring us back together?
That's right. I think part of that educational piece is letting people know what kind of unity that we had and why it happened and there's this core thing among the people of the country and even of the world. That was a world event too, not just our United States of America. It was happened here, but because of where the U.S. is generally placed with peoples of the world, especially years ago, 18 years ago, it was a world event, world impact event. We've had people, when we were building this last 2 months, we had scores of people here, so we always talk to them, take off with our gubbies while we're building and digging holes or whatever, and talk to people. And
Use every opportunity then.
Oh, we absolutely do that. We don't let people not understand the backstory or ask questions and talk to us about it. And it's what motivates us to keep going and to keep doing these sorts of things. But we've had people here from around the world. Not a lot. We've met in the last 4 years. I've met quite a few people on the site that are from other countries. A lot of people are driving through and say the Cascade Loop Drive, and they see the big DOT signs that they put up for us 4 years ago, and then added the annual ceremony sign. I think Becky did that for us 3 years ago at DOT. So I think this is becoming a very significant memorial on the West Coast.
The ceremony marked the completion of Phase 2 of the memorial project, which involved the installation of 3 new exhibits, including a replica of the 2 World Trade Center towers, a granite memorial in the shape of the Pentagon, and another memorial that pays tribute to the victims of the airliner that crashed near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Steve Hare, NCW Life News.
Thank you for that report, Steve. We appreciate it. It's 17 minutes after the hour. What makes news on this Thursday? We have a crack staff that puts together a newscast that you can enjoy at your leisure by going to our website at ncwlife.com. We'll have it up and running, and you can watch it on your home computer or on your smart TV or your smartphone or anything that's smart. If you have a dumb TV, you'll just have to watch it on TV. And it'll be here at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10, your 3 chances to check out the NCW Life Evening News tonight right here on this very television station. Or again, just go to our website at ncwlife.com and click on the link. It's right there. You can't miss it. You can watch the news whenever you feel like watching the news. And send us an email if there's something out there that you think we need to check up on. News at ncwlife.com is our email address, news at ncwlife.com. You can also use our website to get a hold of us as well by clicking on the Contact Us icon, or you can drop us a line via Facebook Messenger. We're going to take a break. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays, including a couple of very special birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McKnighty's opinion, kennel cameos, because it's Thursday, and we'll talk to our friends at the North Central Washington, the building North Central Washington Sangster Motors home tour. That's a mouthful. I'll get better. I promise. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Some jobs are a calling. They call on something higher, something deeper, and a commitment to country that never dies. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local veterans. With every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select veterans organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Veterans Affinity debit card.
Welcome back. 20 minutes after the hour, the ever-widening world of sports. Make that 2 hits for Kyle Lewis in his 2-day-old Major League career, both of them home runs. Not a bad way to start. The rookie came through with a 3-run home run last night to help Seattle beat Cincinnati 5-3 at T-Mobile Park. They were trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Sonny Gray cruising on a 1-hitter through 6, and then, well, the Mariners put 2 aboard. For Lewis, then the 24-year-old from Snellville, Georgia, swung at the first pitch, drove it over the right center field wall. Marco Gonzalez was the beneficiary. He picked up his 15th win of the season. He went 7 innings. He allowed 2 runs, 5 hits, struck out 7. Seattle goes for the sweep tonight with number 5 prospect Justin Dunn making his Major League debut. He's going to pitch probably a couple of innings and then give way to Tommy Malone. Tyler Mahle will get the start for the Reds. First pitch 7:10 to the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard. From last night, as the pennant races continue to heat up deeper into September, Roughneck Odor's 3-run home run in the bottom of the 7th gave Texas a 10-9 win over Tampa Bay. Francisco Lindor's second-inning 2-run home run helped Cleveland jump out early, and they stayed there as the Indians dropped 4-3. Sean Murphy homered, and Matt Olson had a 2-run double in the 4-run 6th inning. Oakland topping Houston 5-3. The A's remain a half game in front of Cleveland for the second and final American League wildcard playoff spot. Let's go to the prep schedule for today. It's a busy day in girls prep soccer. Chelan will host Quincy at 4:30. Ephrata plays under the lights at Cascade at 6:30. Tonight at 7. Eastmont entertains Kashmir, and yep, we'll have it right here live on the NCW Live channel. Sebastian Malaga and Matt Wiesen on the play-by-play. On the volleyball courts tonight, Wenatchee travels to Chelan. Manson will host Lake Roosevelt. Aniad is at Waterville Mansfield. All of those games start at 6:30. At 7, you got Eastmont taking on Ellensburg at the Eastmont Gymnasium. Everybody into the pool. Moses Lake is the site for a 4 o'clock pentathlon. The Chiefs will entertain Eastmont, Wenatchee, Eisenhower, Davis, and West Valley. And the weekend of high school sports gets underway tonight, believe it or not. Aniat plays host to Wilbur Creston tonight at 6 o'clock. And then, of course, it's a full slate tomorrow. You got Brewster at Quincy. Tonasket hosts Manson. Liberty Bell travels to Waterville, Mansfield. Kashmir will not be rude, but they will be in Sultan. Ephrata plays host to Cascade. Warden is up in Chelan. Wenatchee will host Lewiston in the Apple Bowl. And the game we're featuring right here on the NCW Live channel, it's Eastmont taking on the Pasco Bulldogs. Eastmont 1-0, Bulldogs 1-0. Eric Granstrom, Grant Olson with the play-by-play. Pre-game 6:45, kickoff at 7 on your home for local sports. And by the way, tomorrow night, Moses Lake will travel to Mount Spokane. They'll get going at 7:30. Wenatchee coach Scott Devereaux says if his team hopes to bounce back from last week's tough loss to Mount Si tomorrow, they take on Lewiston. They got a lot to improve on.
On film, it's all fixable. You know, we had a long session yesterday. I think we cleaned it up quite a bit in the practice afterwards. And I'm looking to see us improve and, you know, play a much cleaner game. No more penalties. We can't have 15-yarders for obvious things. And the mental part of the game is easy to fix if the players are willing to fix it. You know, it's like we said at the meeting, we've been working on this stuff for a year for some of these guys, and they do it in practice, and we don't have any issues. And then we get in the game, and something went wrong. So a little bit big of a moment maybe for them, and then I need to adapt practice to make it more game-like for some of these guys and put them under a little bit more pressure.
Quarterback Camden Sermon said last Friday he just had a really hard time getting in sync with his receivers.
It's good to have connection with your guys, and so the 7-on-7 is a big deal because obviously there's no rush, so you can really work routes and they can do all that. So we had a really good connection through the spring and a lot of the summer. Like I said, we kind of lost it there in the big break, but you got to just throw in practice and throw whenever you can now to get back in rhythm. And I think that's something we're going to be doing a lot this week is just, hey, we got to work timing again and get used to each other.
Wenatchee and Lewiston kick off tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at historic Lee-Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Seahawks begin practicing in earnest today. Somebody should probably tell Ernest. Getting ready to take the Steelers. They'll be in Pittsburgh on Sunday. Coach Pete Carroll says they always seem to be able to provide the toughest challenges year in and year out.
No matter, I don't know, it seems like forever that Pittsburgh stays as a classic team. You know, Coach Tomlin, it's Ben, it's this defense. It just has always been pretty much the same, and that it poses all of the problems that you could ever hate to face, and they got it. So I know that they didn't get the first game like they wanted to, but I think that just makes them that much more dangerous. And so we're going to see if we can put together a really good preparation and go get it.
Bobby Wagner says the Seahawks defense will have to do better against the pass, especially since they're taking on Big Ben Roethlisberger.
They threw the ball 51 times. We had a couple plays get away from us. I think if we take those plays away, we're in pretty good shape. But I would say that's where we're focusing at. We understand, playing a really good quarterback, and he probably seen the same film that they saw, so they're going to try to attack us in the pass game. Definitely extending plays is a thing that sticks out, and he's really hard to get down. I think a lot of it, they don't really give up too many sacks. Part of it is because their O-line's so good, and another part is because, he's really big. It's probably, I don't know how tall he is, but probably like 6'7", something, I don't know. So it's really hard to get him down. So we got to make sure that we don't allow him to just sit back there and find open receivers. We got to do a good job of pressuring him, do a good job of, when we have him, bring him down. That's why we do push-ups.
By the way, the last 2 times the Seahawks have played Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, they have been shut out. Seahawks, Steelers, 10 o'clock Sunday morning on Fox. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday is Chocolate Milkshake Day. What are you waiting for? Have a chocolate milkshake for breakfast. Believe it or not, milkshakes originally, and it's hard to believe because we associate milkshakes with a wholesome family dinner. Milkshakes in their original incarnation were alcoholic. They don't do that anymore. Of course, I suppose you can if you want to. So it's an unofficial holiday, but it's the perfect excuse to indulge in a tall, cold chocolate milkshake. The real kind, the kind that's made with ice cream. Is there anything better than a chocolate milkshake? I mean, a big, juicy cheeseburger, fries, chocolate milkshake. It's a party in your mouth. By the way, the Milky Way candy bar, when it was originally developed back in 1923, was supposed to taste like a chocolate milkshake. It doesn't, by the way. September 12th is Chocolate Milkshake Day because the internet told me so. 27 minutes after the hour, today in history. Let's see, 61 years ago today, September 12th, 1958. You know what that is? That is the very first working integrated circuit. Jack Kilby, who was the co-inventor, demonstrated it. He was working at Texas Instruments at the time. Of course, ICs are now in pretty much every piece of electronic equipment you can think of. Revolutionized the world of it. There are ICs in computers, mobile phones, digital home appliances. They're small, they're cheap to make, and they're everywhere. And life wouldn't be the way it is today, good or bad, without the integrated circuit, which is first demonstrated that right there back in 1958 on this tape. By the way, Jack Kilby also co-invented the handheld calculator and the thermal printer. He had patents on all 3 of those items. Jack Kilby won the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 2000, and he passed away a very wealthy man. Jack Kilby demonstrated the integrated circuit on the stage 61 years ago today. September 12th, 1959. 60 years ago today, Bonanza debuted on the NBC television network. All right, Megan, I'm going to sing the theme. Here we go. This is the opening credits to the first episode of Bonanza. We chased Lady Luck till we finally struck Bonanza. With a gun and a rope and a hat full of hope, we planted our family tree. We got a hold of a pot full of gold. Bonanza. If anyone fights any one of us, he's got to fight with me. Hoss and Joe and Adam know every rock and pine. No one works, fights, or eats like those boys of mine. Here in the West, we're living in the best bonanza, and it goes on and on and on. Yeah, the Bonanza theme song actually had lyrics, and I know them. Bonanza debuted 60 years ago today. It was the very first television show ever to be filmed and broadcast entirely in color. The NBC television network at that time, in 1959, was owned by RCA. RCA was the world's largest manufacturer of color TVs. The problem was they had color TVs, but there wasn't any color television shows. And so they developed Bonanza. It almost got canceled after its first year. Thank goodness it didn't. Bonanza debuted, to me, the best TV Western of all, 60 years ago today. And September 12th, 1976. 43 years ago today, there they are, the 1976 Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks played their first ever game, ever. They lost. There's Jack Patera. We miss Jack, of course. He passed away. Jim Zorn. Jim Zorn's about ready to complete a 72-yard touchdown pass to Sam McCullum. The Seahawks scored on a field goal by Don Bitterlich, and then Jim Zorn passed to Sam McCullum for a touchdown. Then that 72-yard pass to Sam McCullum for the Seahawk touchdown in their very first game ever. And then here's Jim Zorn with an 8-yard rush for a touchdown, but this was late in the fourth quarter, and the Seahawks simply couldn't come back. The Seahawks played their very first ever game that counted in the regular season on this date 43 years ago today, but they lost to the St. Louis Cardinals. The final was 30-24, but happy birthday to the Seahawks. They were born, so to speak, on this date 43 years ago today. And finally, at the bottom of the hour, we got birthdays. The greatest track and field athlete in this country's history, Jesse Owens, was born on this date, September 12th, back in 1913. The American sprinter and long jumper died in 1980 at the age of 66. The story of Jesse Owens should be understood by every American. The man was a legend. In my opinion, the greatest track and field athlete in this country's history. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. Jesse Owens was born in the state in 1913. The legendary George Jones was born in the state in 1931. We lost George 5 years ago at the age of 81. George Jones had more than 150 songs that made the Billboard country charts. That is the all-time record. Nobody has had more Billboard top 40 hits on the country charts than George Jones, both as a solo artist and duets with other artists. A lot of people think the classic song, He Stopped Loving Her Today, may be the greatest country song of all time. George Jones, born in the state in 1931. Jennifer Hudson celebrates a birthday today. She's 38. She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress back in 2006 for her role in Dreamgirls. She's still active in the business. She sings, she dances, she acts. Jennifer Hudson is 38 years old today. Parker Hare celebrates a birthday. Parker's on the left. Parker Hare is Steve Hare's grandson. Hi, Parker. How are you? The guy is a great dancer, too. He's 18 years old today. There's Parker. Happy 18th birthday to Parker Hare. That's from your granddad, Steve, and your grandfolks, and everybody who loves you. And finally, my sister BJ, this blows me away, the youngest of all the Kuntz siblings, and yes, there are a lot of us, is 50 years old today. Wow. I remember when she was born. BJ is 50. Wow. Happy birthday, BJ. I'll see you this weekend at the wedding. Wow. 50. Good for BJ. Going to take a break. When we come back, everyone's entitled to Mike Minardi's opinion, plus my conversation with Sarah Daggett talking about the BNCW Sangster Motors home tour. That's coming up. But first things first, Riley the Cat Needs a Home. It's Kennel Cameos with Megan McPherson.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCW Life Channel. We're here with Leticia Perez, the Clinic Program Coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And joining us this week is Riley. So how did Riley show up here?
So Riley came to us as a owner surrender. He is an older guy. He's 11 and a half years old. The veterinarian has examined him and he's still a healthy guy. Riley is a little shy, but he is as soon as he gets comfortable, he's really, really nice and sweet. Yeah. He loves to be petted. He is definitely a lab cat. Riley is a big guy, as you can see. He is on the heavy side, but with a diet, he should at least thin out a little bit. But if you like a big cat, awesome, because that's what he is. He does enjoy the company of other cats, which is really nice. So if you have other cats, he actually would prefer just having another cat next to him and cuddling next to them.
And how is he with kids and dogs?
He'd probably be best with older kids. Yeah. With dogs, he doesn't like dogs at all. Like I said, he's a little on the shy side. So if he does have kids, like I said, bigger, older ones are probably best. The little ones can probably scare him, just being too loud. And he just wants a calm home.
And what's the process of adopting Riley?
For adopting him, it's really simple. You just come down, you meet him. If you like what you see, you get the application, and he can go home today. He is already neutered and has up-to-date vaccinations. His adoption fee is $65.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frapita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frapitas.
A peach Red Bull.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive. No nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family-owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care. Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
My name is Ralph Sorensen, and I own Homestead Vinyl Products. We make vinyl fencing. We manufacture the vinyl fencing here. We also sell and install vinyl fencing.
Along with that, Homestead Vinyl Products sells cedar, chain link, custom designed vinyl pergolas, arbors, gazebos, and ornamental fencing. To view complete projects, check their website, homesteadvinylpr.net, or stop by their showroom in Entiat on Highway 97A.
In the heart of Apple Country sits Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso, a cozy cafe, a fabulous fruit stand, and an eclectic gift shop. Stop in for a hard cider, local brew, or an espresso. The cool, crisp air brings in a harvest of fresh veggies and fall fruits like pears, plums, and apples. Have lunch and choose the perfect pumpkin for your pie or porch. Celebrate the season with a trip to Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, like I've said before, 75% of folks here in the good old USA call ourselves Christian. Well, that's fine, I guess. But what's really tragic is there are people who don't realize that the true test of loving and sacrificing for others, doing unto others as you would have them do unto you, etc., is first and foremost to be displayed at home to your families. It doesn't matter who outside of your family thinks you're a great person. If your spouse and your kids don't think so, or if your parents or your siblings think that you're a jerk, you're missing it. You know, if your Christianity and if your love for fellow man isn't first and foremost demonstrated to those who are closest to you, let's face it, it's meaningless. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I know this weekend is a busy weekend indeed, but one thing you absolutely have to put on your list, and you got all weekend to do it, the 25th annual Sangster Motors and Building North Central Washington Home Tour and Remodeling Expo. 25 years. How long has that been? When this tour first started 25 years ago, Elvis was still dead. That's how long it's been. Here to talk about it is the lady who's got all this information right up here in her pretty little head, but she brought notes anyway. Sarah Daggett is here to talk about it. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. You and I have a mutual friend, Amy Guston.
Yes.
From the ADG Media Group.
Yes, she is wonderful.
And she's the one who said Sarah needs to do this. So why did Amy say Sarah needs to do this?
Well, we've got our, like you said, the 25th annual home tour going on this weekend. We've got 10 beautiful homes featured by 9 builders.
So who did the two homes?
Village Life.
Okay.
Did the 2.
Okay.
And we've got everything from a cottage-style neighborhood all the way to modern design and the big, grand, large-scale homes too, and everything in between.
And the idea is to plant seeds for the future homeowners. Hey, I want a sink that doesn't have an edge to it, or I want that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you can, if you just enjoy looking at beautiful homes, it's great. If you are remodeling and you want to see all the new tiled wood floors, all the new features, you can see all of those in there, as well as if you have plans to build a custom home.
Are all of the builders members of the BNCW?
Yes.
So do they have to compete? How do they decide what 10 homes get to be participating in the tour each year?
There are some requirements. It has to be a new build, not lived in more than 6 months, and it has to be completed, obviously. It is a big undertaking for builders to be involved because there's timelines for building homes, and those things don't always go as planned, as you know, but we can take up to 15 is the ideal number.
Right.
Generally it's 10, 12, 13 right in there. So we're right out there at 10 this
All
year.
of them in the Wenatchee, East Wenatchee area? Are there some up in Chelan or Manson? Or
8 are here in Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Malaga area. There are 2 up valley. There's one 4 miles past Cole's Corner. That is the beautiful modern design by Carlisle Classic Homes.
And my guess is it has sort of a rustic, woodsy kind of a setting.
Yes, it's like a modern, rustic, all glass windows all throughout, just great. It's worth the drive. Also in Plain, we have Westman Construction, who has done a beautiful cabin up there as well.
So you could do that in one trip?
Absolutely.
Go up there and do both of them, and then hop by the 59er diner and
have
a milkshake.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
And like you said, you do have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to see all of the homes. As well, if you do the Chef's on Tour, that's Thursday night, or Tonight. Right. The tickets are on sale until noon today, and it's from 4 to 9.
And that's the tour within the tour.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of this fun, exclusive, progressive house party. Only 250 tickets are sold. 4 of the homes this year are paired with a local chef and a local beverage. So
and good food.
Good food. And I have had a sneak peek of the menus, and you're not going to be hungry after this. It's going to be great. This year we're featuring the Windmill. They came in very last minute due to some family issues with our prior chef, and so the Windmill has graciously just stepped in last minute and filled in, so that's fantastic. We've got Eniat Pub and Grub, Son of a Brisket Catering. Yes. They have one of the best names, and actually Badger Mountain Brewing is featuring their beer and their food this year.
Okay.
The other beverages are Millbrant Vineyards, Bad Granny Cider, and Iron Horse Brewing.
But you have until noon today to get your tickets, and you have to get them online.
You do.
You got to go to bncw.org and to get your tickets.
Yes.
Or you're out if you wait till 12:01, you can't go.
Well, right. If you called our office and we're like,
there's still some, but you're limited.
Yes, we are limited
because
to
there's a limited amount of food. They have to know how much food to make and how much drink to provide. So.
Yes, and they're $35 per person or $60 for a couple.
Which is a great deal.
You
can charge twice that much and be happy.
Sure.
I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, but we'll see in the future.
One of the nice things about the Sangster Motors BNCW home tour is that it's self-toured, it's self-guided. You can go to whatever house if you don't want to go to a house that doesn't interest you, and it's in the program. All the places, the maps where the houses are. You can blow by it. You can skip it.
Yep.
But if you go to all the houses, you're in for the drawing.
You're in for the drawing for $500 cash. So on the back of your ticket, there's obviously vote for your People's Choice. There's a few different categories for that, and then enter in your information and put that. Just leave that with the last home that you stop at. And so if you enter that in, you've seen all the homes, you can be in for the $500 cash as
and
well.
you can get extra drawings by helping out our good friends at the Junior Service League of Wenatchee. Hi, Corey. Hi, Callie. I'm sure they're watching. Diaper drive. So how does that work?
Yes. So we're partnering with the Women's Service League. They have stations at every single one of the homes. You bring an unused diaper, wipes, formula, cash, and you get an extra entry into the $500 cash drawing.
We ask that the diapers not be used diapers,
Correct.
however. They need to be new diapers.
Brand new diapers, yes,
And
ideally, yes.
So you can you do that to like all 10 different locations and then have, I don't know how that works.
I mean, I guess technically,
Yeah,
but we're just assuming people are going to be honest about that. I think you're giving them some ideas though, so don't.
Are the contractors going to be there at their particular homes?
Yes.
So you can ask questions of the people who actually built it?
Yes, so there'll be a representative. It could be, their realtor representative as well, but in most cases it will be the builder that you can directly speak with and ask. Outside the homes, we have these large freestanding sub-signs so you can see who did the floor, who did the tile. If those features really interest you, you can even contact those directly if that's something.
Some of
that
the
you need.
features also today, Sarah, have really tickled me. We did the tour of homes a couple of years ago. Went through all 10 of them, entered the drawing for $500. Didn't win, but it was worth it anyway. Well, there's one house in East Wenatchee that had a beautiful gas stove, propane, 6 burners, just gorgeous, and a water thing over the top of the stove.
Pot filler.
And I said, what the heck is this all about? He said, that's the pot filler.
Yeah.
So you don't have to, if you make a lot of pasta, you don't have to fill it up at the sink and then carry it over and put it on the thing. It's right there. I thought that's a brilliant idea.
It is a great idea. One thing that I've seen in a lot of the homes this year is home surround sound. So just audio on their patios, everywhere, just so you can have that whole home audio experience. But that seems to be, among all sorts of flooring trends and tile trends and things like that. But that was one thing that stood out to me that a lot of the houses have this year.
Are most of these houses occupied, or are some of them empty with some staging in there?
I think the majority actually are for sale. So they would have staging in there. I think there's just a couple that
That's better, and I mean that in a good way, because some of these homes, I remember one we did a couple of years ago, and it was a brand new home, but the people had moved in, and it's kind of hard for them to put up with 3 days of people trampling through your house. So,
it has to be, you have to have the right mentality. I mean, the nice thing is that our guests are very considerate.
Yeah.
We provide them booties. We make sure that, we've got volunteers there the whole time. There's a representative for the builders there the whole time. So no one's getting rowdy. They're just there to see those beautiful homes. But yeah, it takes the right owner of a custom home. But there's some builders that say, hey, take a weekend, we'll send you to, Great Wolf Lodge for the weekend.
Or maybe where they're
right. Or there's some that stay and just greet the patrons coming through, and they love it. So it works out well. But this year we do have a majority that are actually for sale. So you could even, it's happened before where someone that's gone through the tour purchased the home. So that opportunity is there as well.
Couple of tips. We got a lot more to talk about, by the way, with Sarah Daggett here from the home tour. Couple of tips, because I've done it before. As you mentioned before, they have the big box of booties. So you put them over the top of your shoes, and you don't get the carpets all dirty. Take the booties with you.
Yes.
So that way you have them. If you're going to do like more than one home, just take the booties with you, and when you're done with the last home, leave them there.
Right.
Because you don't want to have to put on new booties every time you go there. It's just it's silly and stupid. And pick up the program.
Yep.
It's got everything you need. It's got all the builders, it's got the advertisements, it's got the map, it's got the features of the home, so you can do your homework in advance.
Right.
And say, this is a house we definitely want to see, and we want to put a little bit more time in this house as opposed to maybe this house.
Yeah, and there's an app. We also have an app that gives you perfect driving directions. Some of these homes are brand new builds, so if you Google Map some of these roads, they're not going to pull up. So, divert either to the program in the middle section. It has the specific driving directions, or
can you get the app on the website?
Yes.
Because I got that right here too.
Yep.
Oh my golly, you can. There it is.
And there's a driving directions at the bottom. So we try to be helpful because we know that I would say 50% of these homes don't pull up.
Exactly.
And they send you somewhere in a canyon, and you're like, what am I doing here?
Is there, Sarah, you know that, is there a home that you can't wait to see yourself? I mean, it's...
Oh, boy. Every single year,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I get jealous because they're so beautiful. And I have a lovely home, but it's a 70 split level. And seeing all these, it's just impressive, you know, what these builders can produce, and it's just beautiful.
A couple of years ago, there was a home in the Highlander Golf Course, and it had been there for, it was new, but it had been there for, I don't know, about a year, and I was just curious about it, never been on the inside of it. It was, by golly, it was part of the home tour. And so I finally got to see the inside of it, and the inside was just like incredible.
Incredible, yeah. I mean, sometimes you can't even, it just blows your mind.
Yeah.
Just, I couldn't imagine living in this magnificent
And it shows
place.
the pride of the contractors put in their work.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yep.
this isn't some slap it up and nail it together and move on to the next project. These are craftsman homes.
Very, you know, personally built. Monteith Construction is new. I segue to them. They're new in this year's tour, and they built this just beautiful custom home for a gal. She has an alpaca farm, so you guys will get to see that. Go on the tour, we'll get to see the alpaca farm. But you can just tell that every detail. They have this personal relationship with her, and have just built her the home of her dreams, and you can really tell in how they interact with each other. So it is a really neat experience just to see that.
We gotta wrap it up here in just a couple of minutes. But first of all, you probably have a whole boatload of sponsors you want to thank, because no sponsors, no show, and obviously Don Sangster from day one has been the big
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Sangster Motors has just they're rock stars. They've supported us for years, and we really love them and couldn't do this without them. So, and also, but like you said, sponsors, it takes a village. There is one sponsor. The Walkabout sponsored our $1 off coupon this year. So there's a $1 off coupon. You can go online and get it for your admission into the home tour. They're also...
you know what, we need to mention that for people who want to know how admission works. We talked about all the other stuff you have to buy in advance. As long as whatever the first house is that you visit, you're in.
Yep.
You're paid for, you get your passport. And from that point forward, of course, you get to fill out the form. You can get the chance for $500, but that's how you pay your admission.
Right. I mean, there is an online option, so you would just print your receipt and bring it to the first home that you stop at. They'll have the tickets that they can give you. You can also just show up at a home, and you can purchase the ticket there. And along with that $1 off coupon, you get $1 off your admission, and on the back is a $5 off walkabout coupon. So just show the volunteers your coupon, but keep it so you get that awesome
Thanks,
discount.
Sean.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Shane. Thank you,
Dawn and Sean, the whole crew there. That's fantastic. So what else you got?
Our ticket sponsor this year is Carol Kavanaugh with Huber Real Estate, and so she is on the back half of the ticket, so you'll be looking at her lovely face all weekend. She is just a real estate professional through and through, and if you are in the market for a home, her information's with you all weekend. So give her a call, absolutely. Our presenting sponsors are Banner Bank and Complete Design. They are amazing. And associate sponsors, Builders First Source, Artisan Flooring, Clean Air Connection, Wenatchee Valley Glass, and new this year, August Edge Real Estate and Save Mart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Are you ready? How are you gonna cram all this in? Because this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What are you gonna be doing for 3 days? Like a chicken with your head cut off,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's already starting. We kick off tonight, and we have a big party and celebrate all the sponsors and the builders and so then tomorrow, tonight, Chefs on Tour.
Chefs on Tour tonight.
Yeah, so it's just go, but it's just so fun to see the builders interacting with the public and just see people excited about these homes.
Well, it's been going on for 25 years now, so that means they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
You can't put on an event for 24 years in a row and not figure it out.
Right. I mean, there's hiccups along the way, obviously, with anything when you're planning so many people in so many places. But.
Again, it's everything you need to know that we've been talking about. BuildingNCW.org. It's right there. It's just everything you need to know. It starts Friday, unless you do the Chefs on Tour tonight. And again, you have until 12 noon to get your tickets, and that you have to buy online.
Yes.
Starts Friday at noon. The hours on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, please, Sarah.
Friday is noon to 7, Saturday 10 to 7, Sunday 11 to 4.
Okay.
So plenty of opportunity to see all 10 homes and get in the running for the $500.
Did we touch on everything? Did we got everything in there? 'Cause you went out of your way to come see me, so I want to make sure I don't leave anything on the table.
There was one last thing.
Please.
As you're coming into the homes, you're going to notice that a lot of the volunteers at the homes they're Wenatchee Valley College athletes.
Oh, okay.
So we partner up with Wenatchee Valley College for our home show and our home tour, and they provide over half the staffing for the homes, because it takes a lot of volunteers for this event, and so they participate because they know it's important to be out in the community and meet and greet people and just get people familiar with what they're doing and their schedules and that sort of thing. So we've been working with them for a long time. They're amazing and so helpful. They're great.
Good for the
They're
college.
great kids. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they don't have to do it, but
no,
they're doing it. You know,
they
that's
do.
a neat
They
thing.
do.
So,
Yes,
So.
but as far as I can tell, we have touched on everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, you get 3 big fat days to do it.
Yes.
And that helps a lot. I'm very much interested in heading up to the Lake Wenatchee Coles Corner area and see the house and playing in the house in Coles Corner. That interests me.
Yeah, you definitely should. And yeah, all of them are worth stopping at.
Can you look online in advance for some of the homes, or when you go to the first home you get the program? How do you get an advanced copy of the actual program that has all the homes in it?
There is a program online.
Okay.
There's programs at Sangster Motors, Banner Bank. I mean, they're
sponsors.
they're
Okay.
all over.
So you can look in advance and do your homework before you head on down and do it.
Yes.
So, and like I said, I've done it before, and it's a kick in the butt. It is. It's fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's a kick in the pants, and these builders take great pride in their work. Of that, there's no doubt about it, because they want to show it off.
Absolutely, yeah.
They
want
show it
to.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for good
great.
reason. Sarah, it's good to see you. What's the deal with while you're here? What's the deal with Caitlin?
Oh, no, she's wonderful.
Is she?
Yeah,
Is
she's
that
a fantastic roller skater. The
Okay.
hip check, you got to watch
Yeah.
out
Oh,
for
I
that.
know, because she can beat me up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
underestimate
okay.
her. She's cute, but
Okay.
she's fierce.
Okay. Well, after the camera stop, we'll get into the dirt on camera.
Right.
You watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back. The 25th annual Sangster Motors and BNCW Home Tour and Remodeling Expo is set September 13th, 14th, and 15th. This year they have 10 trend-setting homes by some of the most talented builders around. From entry-level to the premier custom homes, every detail's been covered. You'll find innovative ideas, special design features, dynamic floor plans, and the finest craftsmanship. Don't miss it, the Sangster Motors and Building North Central Washington's Home Tour and Remodeling Expo. And we are back here live from Studio 9. Before we bid you adieu on this Thursday and send you down the road, let's take a look at the forecast from the National Weather Service. High pressure moved into the region overnight. It's not going to stay very long, just a couple of days, but these are the kind of days you got to enjoy them while you can. Top off about 81, lots of sunshine, beautiful day today. Partly cloudy tonight, 60 for the overnight low. Most of Friday looks just fine. Lots of sunshine, a little bit cooler. High of 76 degrees. The wind's going to be picking up in intensity Friday afternoon into Friday evening, because that's when the next weather system moves into our area. And then we get clouds, quite a bit of cloud cover. On Saturday, a high of 75. So just overcast, no rain, and cooler than normal temperatures. Then we're looking at considerably cooler than normal temperatures on Sunday, and a pretty good chance of rain on Sunday, and cooler weather. It's going to be unsettled really for most of next week. It's going to feel like autumn, even though it's still summer. Provided the show isn't canceled, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.